It is my pleasure, it is my honor, in the home of Florida Atlantic football, for the very first time, to welcome all of you here and all of you working and watching at FAUsports.com to Flagler Credit Union Stadium. And I want to make sure that we understand that it is Howard Stellenberger Field at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. And the reason I bring that up is that as I look around this room, and I've always been extremely proud of this, to be one of the select few amongst many of you in this room that were able to get the tours to the tower with Coach Stellenberger in the final months as this structure was under construction. And if you took one tower tour because it was Coach Stellenberger, you took a second and a third because he wanted you to see the progress that was made. A lot of us in here knew this as just a field of emptiness. It was grass, it was rocks, and it was nothing but that. But since 2011, this structure has stood, and today for the first time in a long-term lucrative partnership, we invite into the Florida Atlantic family Flagler Credit Union, and it is a historic day at FAU. One more point on this as well, and this has come from Stacy Volnick, FAU president. This has come from the athletic director, Brian White, at FAU. Florida Atlantic has expectations, and we discussed this in the introduction of Coach Kitley. Expectations of championships, expectations of greatness, and a commitment like this between Florida Atlantic and Flagler Credit Union proves that FAU doesn't aspire to be a player in college football and college athletics as a whole. This partnership means that FAU considers itself a player in the college athletics and college football landscape, and that is on display here today. So congratulations to all of you, because FAU doesn't want to be on the map. This proves they are on the map. I'd like to introduce first and foremost someone who has really helped lead the way here at Florida Atlantic. She has done a remarkable job as the president of this institution, and here to give her remarks on the brand new Flagler Credit Union Stadium, the president of Florida Atlantic, Stacy Volnick.
Thank you, Ken, and thank you all for joining us here today. It's certainly been an exciting couple of weeks here at Florida Atlantic, from introducing our new Haggerty head football coach, Zach Kitley, who's here today. Let's give Coach a round of applause. To announcing another generous gift from Michelle and Michael Haggerty to enhance our athletic facilities. They are true supporters of our athletic program, and I couldn't be more grateful to the work that they're doing. We are incredibly grateful for everyone's support and for the support of OWL fans everywhere, as Florida Atlantic continues to earn recognition for both athletic and academic excellence. Today, we are here to celebrate another major win. Since FAU Stadium opened in 2011, we have been looking for the right naming partner, and I am very proud to share that we have found that partner in Flagler Credit Union, a division of Dork Financial. We have signed a 15-year naming rights deal worth $22.5 million, and the FAU Stadium will now be recognized as Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Flagler Credit Union, formerly Flagler Bank, is a Florida-based company that has been part of our local community since 1999. When I had the opportunity to meet with the FCU team, I couldn't help but realize that this was in fact the right partner for Florida Atlantic. Like Florida Atlantic, FCU is dedicated to providing affordable services that enrich people's lives. They value teamwork and philanthropy, and they have a strong sense of community. And importantly, they understand how sports can bring people together. Flagler Credit Union truly is the perfect partner for Florida Atlantic, and we appreciate their generosity. I especially want to thank President and CEO Brian Waldron for his belief in our vision. This transformational partnership will leave a lasting impact on the entire university, as well as our student athletes and our athletic programs. I want to acknowledge the hard work of our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Brian White, and the entire group of individuals that made this happen. This was truly a team sport. Brian's relentless dedication to excellence continues to pay off. It can be seen in the high GPAs of our student athletes, in the winning records of our sports team, and now in this historic partnership, which, by the way, is the largest football stadium sponsorship in the American Athletic Conference. Thank you again to Flagler Credit Union, and welcome to the Florida Atlantic family. Will all the Flagler folks in the audience please stand? You deserve a round of applause. Forward to cheering on the team with you here at the Flagler Credit Union Stadium next fall and in the many years to come. Thank you, and go Owls!
Thank you to President Volnick, and again, thank you to everybody who has come out to celebrate with us today, and again, those watching at FAUsports.com. I think that the word transaction, I only bring that up because it was brought up to me earlier today. Ken, what do you think about the transaction at FAU? And I didn't like that word to describe what has taken place here at Florida Atlantic. It's just such a cheap word, because when you come together in a partnership like this, it is truly that. It is a partnership, and it takes patience, and it takes creativity, and it takes a wherewithal and a want and a desire to do the right thing for both parties involved, to make sure that this is a concrete institution moving forward. And the steadfast way in which Brian White has stuck with this, has been able to nurture this relationship with Flagler Credit Union and ensure that there is the stability, there is the trust, there is the relationship to come together into this type of commitment. It truly, truly is something to behold, and it is deserving of a massive round of applause for Brian White. Let's hear it for Brian. And now to speak about that and more on this historic day at Florida Atlantic at Flagler Credit Union Stadium, here is Vice President and Director of Athletics here at Florida Atlantic University, Brian White.
Has it really only been 11 days since I last one of these? It's pretty incredible, right? To get started, I have some thank yous. And anytime you list out groups of people to thank you're going to forget some. So to start it off, a premise, I'm going to thank everybody in the entire planet. Step one. Step two, on top of that, I want to specify some individuals. I want to thank the Board of Trustees and Chair Piero Bassani. Our Board of Trustees has been incredibly supportive and provided great leadership for the entire university. I want to thank our President, who's provided excellent leadership for this university and doing a great job. And personally, selfishly, she's been extremely supportive of athletics, as she believes in what athletics can provide for the university. So I'm very grateful for that. Also, I want to thank, these partnerships are very complex and complicated, comprehensive throughout campus. This doesn't just happen with Brian and I in an office and in a simple manner, although we probably could have figured it out. No, but tremendous support throughout the university. So a few groups, I'll name the General Counsel's office, spent countless hours helping us land the plane and figure this out university-wide on how it could be best for Flagler and FAU. The FAU Foundation and the FAU Alumni Association, extremely supportive throughout this partnership. The executive leadership for the university, that's comprised of all the vice presidents, every one of them pitched in a different way. So again, I don't want to list everybody's name, but I can tell you that this has been a university-wide initiative, and I'm incredibly grateful for that, because I don't know if we're here today without all hands on deck. Athletic staff, my staff, thank you. Working tirelessly year-round, has worked even harder to help us land the plane on this partnership as well. Owen Scholl and your team, Owen, thank you for all the work you've done. I don't think we're here today without that as well. Brian Waldron, obviously, thank you, and your team. I've really enjoyed getting to know you all during this process, so thank you very much. Finally, I just want to recognize Coach Kitley, and again, 11 days I mentioned. We're so excited to have you on our team. Welcome to the FAU family one more time. A round of applause for Coach. So a little bit about our process. We engage companies nationally, locally. We talk to a large group of companies. And for us, what stood out about Flagler from the very beginning was not only do they have a great reputation, it's a great organization, but also they displayed genuine interest from the very beginning. And we had, Dr. Volnick was with us. We hosted, our leadership team hosted the Flagler leadership team and the Door Financial leadership team as well for the USF game on November 1st, right here in this stadium, but it was a full day with the group. And I think for a partnership like this, and Ken, you said it well, this isn't a transaction, this isn't a one-time thing, this is a partnership over a long time. We want to make sure we're partnering with the right people, and that was just very evident to us. I know Stacy and I talked after the day, we were both very excited about the people we were working with, you know, on top of just the potential for the investment. You know, I think it's also important that our partner sees FAU like we see FAU, like our fans see FAU. We see incredible, tremendous trajectory. We know the upside we have, we know the potential we have, we know how far we've come, but we know how far we can go. And I think that was important. A few highlights on that. Thanks to the leadership of our university president, our university leadership, our board of trustees, we are soon to be and really knocking on the door of top 100 U.S. News World Report academically. We are largest enrollment ever. We have the largest freshman class ever. Athletics has done $5.1 billion in earned media in the last 2 years alone. So I'll list some of these, but just to show what we see in ourselves, and I think the positives that Flagler saw in this partnership as well. Our national TV appearances have nearly tripled in the last few years. We have the record, we also, all of the things we are doing, we do not cut corners. We set the record in graduation success rate in each of the last 6 years. 6 years in a row, we set a new GSR record, and we're very proud of that. On top of all that, athletics fundraising overall, and this is prior to this, has more than tripled in the last 2 years. Ticket sales have more than doubled in that same time frame. So what does all that mean? It means that we see the massive growth in our fan base in recent years as we are cementing ourselves as the hometown team, your hometown team, and I think the very best hometown in the world. And speaking of hometown, I think it's important to notice the Flagler name was meaningful to us. You know, this wasn't just a random name company from afar. You know, the Flagler name has a lot of meaning in South Florida and throughout the state of Florida. So I think that went a long way as well. So finding the right partner at the right investment level was also very important to us. For us, we know we've come a long way, as I mentioned, but we have a long way to go. A lot of the people, some of our football founders in the room, a lot of the people, Eric Summercamp loves him when I say that, so I have to say it if he's in the room. But a lot of the people that have helped us get to where we are, I know there's excitement that we have a partner that can now help us go a lot further. And so that's where the right partner at the right investment level. And as President Volnick shared, the details about the partnership, a 15-year partnership that's competitive with the rest of the group of 5 and at the top of the American Athletic Conference, that's something we're very proud of. But with all that being said, and for all those reasons and many more, we're just extremely excited to welcome Brian and your team to the FAU family. Go Owls. Thank you.
So I, Brian Waldron, on behalf of FAU fans and everybody here, and I can do this because I have the microphone in front of me, I'm very fortunate in this spot. Not only as someone who has been at FAU for almost 20 years, who is a representative of FAU, but also as someone who is a fan of Florida Atlantic. To you and to everybody with Flagler Credit Union, thank you for the commitment that you have made to Florida Atlantic. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Brian talked about it. There has to be a belief in a partner like Flagler Credit Union. We know what we are, and we know what we want to be, but you need a partner who also shares that vision, alignment, and it's got to be put out there for people to see, whether it's Coach Kitley and his vision for FAU football, whether it's Coach Nelson bringing the volleyball team to the final of the American Athletic Conference tournament, whether it's Coach Smolka, the longevity he has shown with the cross-country and track program here at FAU. Always trying to reinforce that there is not an end goal, but what you strive for and then how you can push it further. And that's where the alignment piece comes into play. There has to be a trust factor with a naming rights and an extensive partnership like this that goes past the brand. There have to be relationships built. And this truly feels right because the proper due diligence and work has been done to get us to this point. And it is my honor, it is my pleasure to welcome here to the podium the President, CEO of Flagler Credit Union, Ryan Waldron.
Really hard acts to follow. Wow, thank you all so very much for the kind words. I could not be happier with this partnership that we are about to endeavor on with a premier university in the state of Florida. Flagler Credit Union looks forward to working with Dr. Stacy Volnick, the athletic director Brian White, and the entire leadership team of FAU to support all students and alumni. Our mission at the credit union is to enrich lives, its members, employees, and the community. Our employees work tirelessly to improve the financial lives of our customers, but also understand the need to be involved in that community they live. In fact, our team this year has volunteered over 2,300 hours in the communities in which they live and work. With this historic partnership, and I love that you took the word transaction out, and we are focusing on the word partnership because it really is that for us. This partnership allows us to enrich more lives and play a pivotal role in FAU athletics and the entire FAU community, and we could not be happier to do so. So thank you again. I do want to thank the FAU Board of Trustees, FAU leadership and staff, as well as the Credit Union Board of Directors, and my board chair, Wayne, is here today, and I appreciate him coming in. The Credit Union management and the Credit Union staff, they have worked tirelessly with us in partnering together. I would be remiss if I did not thank the Independent Sports and Entertainment for making this introduction, so thank you, Owen and the team. I know I've mentioned our mission of enriching lives several times. As you leave today, I want you each to receive a mug, and in that mug is a $25 gift card. We ask that you all join us and pay it forward to someone in need, whether it's a neighbor, an acquaintance, a coworker, or anyone who you think could use support. We truly want to make a difference in our community, and feel free to share how you paid it forward on our Facebook page. We'd love that. We are all so excited about the future, and I look forward to big things happening at Flagler Credit Union Stadium under the leadership of Coach Kitley. And again, go Owls.